All right, my friends. Happy Sunday. I know it's been a while. Hope you're all doing well. I'm just relaxing this evening with some of my dad's Italian tunes, and I was watching TV. What am I watching? Expedition Bigfoot on Travel Channel, because why not? You know, a little bit of Chromebook, a little bit of Linux, a little bit of Bigfoot. Well, speaking of bugs, haha. Welcome to a Total OS Tech Talk for this Sunday night, or toasty. We'll call it a toasty. Yeah. Hope all of you are doing well. Let me check the stream here. Looks like we're okay. So, all right. It says excellent connection, so we'll go with that. A quick joke. One of my friends' kids, a 6-year-old, he had a joke for me. He says, what do you call a rabbit with fleas? Bugs Bunny. Duh. I thought it was clever. What can I say? I'm having wine, a mixed drink wine, and 7-Up, in case you are wondering. Well, speaking of wine, thank you to all of the supporters of the channel. I got a notification from PayPal. You know who you are, who donated. Your money is put to good use for the channel, such as buying, a glass of wine and other things. So you know who you are. Thank you. Actually, there's several of you. Thanks to all of you who support the channel. If you would like to support these live shows and whatnot, there's links below in the show notes for PayPal, Patreon. And if you like Italian music, I've posted a bunch of my dad's tunes from his Italian vault in Calabria in Italy. Just check below in the show notes. You can sample all the songs, and whatever you buy goes back into what we do here for the last, well, it's more than a decade now. So for this Total OS Tech Talk, this was an unscheduled live show. I really don't know what to schedule these shows anymore. It just seems like ever since the pandemic started and post-pandemic, I don't know what's really normal anymore in terms of a schedule. So for those of you who watch this later, let me know when's a good day or evening to do a live show and connect with you guys. I'm open to suggestions, but I do these shows at random. I've tried scheduling and not scheduling in the past. It doesn't seem like it makes any difference. So if you're out there in the chat, say hello. If not, I'll catch you next time. All right, we are about a couple weeks away from Valentine's Day. If I forget, happy Valentine's to all the ladies out there. There was a bit of news, a special Valentine's news coming out of the San Diego Zoo. I use the word special loosely. Let me, how can I say this with a straight face? But let me bring this up. Let me transition here so you guys can see this, those of you who are watching. San Antonio Zoo will let you name a cockroach after an X and feed it to an animal. For $10, the zoo will name a cockroach after your not-so-special someone and feed it to an animal. A cold but direct message that you're no longer interested. This is the annual cry. How could I say this with a straight face? This is the annual Cry Me a Cockroach. I guess it is for a good cause. It's I guess it supports the Wildlife Foundation in Texas or the zoo. Those who are not into bugs can choose a vegetable for $5 or a rodent for $25. Name it after your ex on Valentine's Day. Wow. I need a drink after reading that. Wow. Okay, what else do I have here? If you search the web, I like using Chromebooks. As far as Linux machines goes, Linux-based machines go, they're the best. They're reliable. They're affordable. I've been using them for a few years now. Never had a problem. I don't normally use Chromebooks for live streaming. They're perfectly capable, but the software has not caught up with what the capabilities of a Chromebook can do. For example, I would love to use OBS Studio to live stream from a Chromebook. I don't have to use OBS Studio. I can go live using other applications such as Zoom or Skype or StreamYard, and there's some others. I think Steve mentioned some others out there. Thank you, Steve. But if you search the web, can you run OBS Studio on a Chromebook? This is the answer. This is not a joke. Does OBS work on a Chromebook? Yes. But you cannot use OBS directly on a Chromebook. Does OBS work on a Chromebook? Yes, but you cannot use OBS directly on a Chromebook. Well, can I use OBS on a ham and cheese sandwich? And I thought I drank too much wine. Wow. All jokes aside, OBS can be installed on the Chrome, but it will not work. It's not designed to work on a Chromebook, at least not yet. So this is confusing, especially if you are new to all this. I don't know why something like this is even posted. OBS, I just tested it like an hour ago. You can install Linux applications on a Chromebook, but sometimes they will not work. That's no fault of the Chromebook. Today's Chromebook can do many things, not just browse the web. That was confusing. What else do we have here? If you are a fan, not a Fran, if you are a fan of Ubuntu, Ubuntu Pro is now available to anyone who wants it. I believe this gives you 10 years of extended support. This is starting with the 14.04 LTS. It's free for up to 5 PCs for the personal use, and Ubuntu's fine. I've been using various versions of Ubuntu since 2006, or Ubuntu-based versions. I think the latest Ubuntu LTS 22.04 is the best Ubuntu. Well, probably since 2016. After that, they switched to GNOME Desktop, not my favorite desktop environment, at least not for beginners. But 22.04 was the first Ubuntu in 5 years where after upgrading to that, everything worked. All my tweaks and extensions and whatnot, everything worked after upgrading. Not a fresh install, but everything worked the way it should out of the box, as we say. And I was surprised. Usually something doesn't work or something breaks or it's not compatible. You guys know what I mean. But Ubuntu 22.04 was the best Ubuntu in 5 years. I have it on one of my machines that's connected to my TV here to play and tinker with. So if you're interested in 10 years support, the standard Ubuntu I believe gives you it's 5 years. Yeah, Ubuntu LTS gives you 5 years support. The offshoots of Ubuntu, such as Lubuntu, Xubuntu, I believe is 3 years. But if you're interested in Ubuntu Pro, personally, I am not. There's nothing wrong with it. That'll give you 10 years of extended security support, which, if that's what you're looking for, then why not? Okay, what else do I have here? Chromebooks. I came across a fantastic deal here on Amazon. There is a refurbished or restored HP Chromebook, for $72. This is not a typo. Those of you watching this see this on your screen. This is on Amazon. Is an HP. Now it's nothing fancy. It's an Intel Celeron, 1.1 gigahertz, 4 gigs of RAM, 16 gigabyte storage. It's not a lot. It doesn't do much, but it is not meant to do much. If all you want to do is browse the web and watch me on YouTube or listen to podcasts or whatever, where else are you going to find a Linux-powered machine for less than $100 with a warranty? It is refurbished. It's not brand new, but according to this, it is listed as excellent condition refurbished. I mean, this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about affordable Linux for the masses. If all you want to do is browse the web, this is not designed for gaming, I don't think, or for streaming. Although it might be capable, I don't know. I wouldn't use it for that. But just to browse the web, watch videos. I mean, come on, it's $72 for a refurbished, renewed, excellent condition HP Chromebook. And on top of that, it's a name brand. Not bad. You know, look, Chromebooks that I've used, 2 of them for the past few years, I've never come across any types of bugs or any issues that would prevent me from enjoying a Chromebook. The issues I've had with Chromebooks mainly are the software that I like to use is not available yet for a Chromebook. But I'm sure it's coming, hopefully sooner than later. But $72 for a reliable Linux-powered machine is not bad at all. All right. Well, on the speaking of Chromebooks, I came across this. These are this is from Android Police. Top accessories for your Chromebook. Let's take a look at this real quick. All right. So here we have a USB charger. Multiple plugs. It looks like USB-C charger. That's not anything I would use. External mouse, Chromebook mouse. Sure. This is from Logitech. Sure. That can come in handy. Looks like a wired mouse. Well, if you're going to get an external mouse, you might as well get a wireless Bluetooth mouse, since Bluetooth is built in a Chromebook, usually. An external keyboard. That's not something I would use on a Chromebook. The external wireless mouse, yeah, I think that would come in handy. A case. I do have a case. Cases for my Chromebooks to keep it dry and clean. Looks like we have Jabra Elite 3 Best wireless buds. I don't use that personally, but it says here stylus pens. Mine's a touchscreen, but I seldom use the touchscreen portion of the Chromebook. Extra USB sticks, sure, why not? This is how I back up a lot of my things. You can never have enough backups, my friends. So back up and back up again. External display. If I was going to If I was going to live stream from a Chromebook, I think I would prefer to do it on an external display versus a smaller screen. Personal preference, I think it'd be easier. An external screen is not required. But I think I would prefer that versus doing it on a laptop, just personal preference. And some other information here. This Chromebook docks, docking stations, but that is not something I'm interested in. All right, let's see. What else do we have here for some tech talk? This is from the OMG Ubuntu website. One of my favorite websites. The 5 Linux distribution or distro releases of 2022 in this person's opinion. Well, let's take a look. Number 1 is Ubuntu 22.04 LTS. Well, I said 22.04 is excellent. It is the best in 5 years. Would it be on my number 1 list? Not for beginners, maybe on a top 10 list, but on a top 5 or 10 list in general for Ubuntu based, yeah, 22.04 is absolutely excellent. All right, number 2, he has Fedora Workstation 37. I have not messed with Fedora in a while. I think some of you have and seem to like it. So I can't really speak too much for Fedora. Number 3, Manjaro. Personally, if you are a beginner, I would stay away from anything that is Arch-based. Nothing wrong with Arch-based. But yeah, in my past experiences, if you are new to the world of Linux, stay away from anything that's Arch-based, in my personal opinion. Number 4 on the list is Linux Mint 21. Yeah, I do have Linux Mint also installed. This was the second one that I tested years ago after Ubuntu. 2008-9. I always thought Linux Mint had a future. And of course, the team at Linux Mint is still here. Number 5 is surprising. Number 5 on this person's list is, for the top 5, is Ubuntu 22.10. Not sure about this one. This is not supported for 5 years. I believe it's 9 months. I believe because the addition of Pipewire. He puts this on the list. I don't think that's enough for me. Honorable mentions, I would probably replace Manjaro with Zorn OS. Zorn OS is absolutely stellar. Probably the best Linux environment, or Linux with the GNOME desktop environment. He mentions Endeavor OS. I don't recall if I tested that. Pop OS has a mention. Yeah, Pop OS is good. MX Linux, I have messed with that. I believe that's Debian base for older hardware, such as 10-year-old hardware. Speaking of older hardware, and this, you may find this hard to believe, but I was able to install Windows 11. Lightweight Windows 11 on a machine that originally had Windows 7 from 2011. I was stunned. I continue to be presently stunned and surprised how fast Windows 11 is on an older machine. It's faster than Ubuntu. Don't expect blazing speed on an older machine, but Windows 11 in general is not what I consider a lightweight system, but it feels that way compared to, say, what Windows 10 was. It is. But yeah, if you have an older machine that's 10 years old with at least 8 gigs of RAM, you may want to try installing Windows 11. I believe it's still free if I am not mistaken. You could just use the Windows 7 key or Windows 8 key. It should install, upgrade and install without any hiccups. At least for me. I don't use Windows all the time. I don't have to anymore. I usually use Linux because that's what I'm comfortable with. But I've been pleasantly surprised. Windows 11, it's almost disappointing as in the fact that I can't make fun of Windows 11. Not yet. Yeah, so Windows, you need to stop being so reliable. It's not fun anymore. I can't bash on you. Anyway, moving on. What else do we have here? All right, so this is the Linux OS, originally known as Lindows, is out with Linspire 12 Linux 12 Alpha. Yes, this is way back. From Linspire, a company named Xandros, if I recall. I guess it's back. It's based off of Debian Ubuntu. The GNOME desktop environment, there is an alpha release. I believe it looks like it's free once it's available. I believe it's $29.99 to support this if you want to. Look, I've seen Linux-based systems that almost copy the Windows desktop environment. I understand what the creators are trying to do, but I'm not sure if that's at all very helpful, because obviously Linux is not Windows and vice versa. Linux can be made to look like Windows if you want to. But yeah, I don't know about this Linspire, so I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. What else do we have here? There's something new called Blend OS. This is a combination of Arch Linux, Fedora, and Ubuntu. I haven't tested it, but that soup sounds like a disaster. I'm just saying, stick with one. If you're going to try Linux, just stick with one, whether it's Arch-based or Fedora-based or Ubuntu-based or Debian-based. Just stick with one and don't mix and match different. Yeah, I don't see how this is going to work. I have not tested this, but it's called Blend OS, appropriately named. But I'm not sure this is something I would recommend or try. Yeah. Let me grab another sip of wine here. All right, I'm going to stick around a little bit longer. I don't have any plans tonight. If there's anybody in the chat who wants to say hi, again, I didn't schedule this, so most of you will probably catch this later. Sorry that I missed you. Once again, to all the supporters of the channel, thank you so much. It is greatly appreciated. If there was a topic that you would like covered on a future show, let me know, and maybe we shall talk about it. How does that sound? I'm just checking the stream here. Looks like it still says excellent. We're in the green, so hopefully things are well. I'll stick around a little bit longer. Again, if there's anybody out there who wants to say hello, please do. We'll wrap it up for this evening.
Listen, the birds are singing. The spring is finally here. My broken heart is crying. Where the roses catch my teardrops.
Spring rain calls out your name. My love, where can you be? It thunders in my brain and gives me so much.
I am probably one of the few remaining texters that actually writes down notes on a notepad for something for tomorrow. I could tell Alexa to remind me, or an app on my phone, but there's something empowering about a pen, and the old pen and just a simple notepad, things to do tomorrow. It's I still use a clock radio sometimes. Yeah, you can use your phone or your Google speaker or the Alexa hardware, but there's no comparison to the sound of a good clock radio like a Bose Wave radio, for example. I posted a poll, by the way, on the community page of the channel. It looks like 40% of you still use clock radios. That's not a majority, but that's a lot. I use clock radio sometimes, sure, because who doesn't like good sound, right? Of course. I'm just writing down notes again for what I got to do tomorrow, because I'll probably forget something. And of course, pay bills. I don't know if you guys use Paramount Plus. I think it's only $5 a month, but I got a notification. I can watch the NFL on CBS Live on Paramount Plus. It's free with the subscription for the AFC Championship game here, football in the United States. I think the Eagles probably won, but I don't know. I may watch that or watch something else. So, all right. It looks like there's people watching, but I don't see anything in the chat unless I don't think I missed anything. So, for those of you who are watching, don't be shy if you are new. Let me go ahead and go back. Here we go. I had to refresh it. Here we go. Hi, Steve. How are you? Steve says, crunchy yet satisfying. What, your computer? StreamYard, how well would StreamYard or other web-based streaming work on Chromebooks? As far as freebies go, StreamYard is probably one of the best. I've been using StreamYard now for a couple hours, a couple years. It's one of the best freebies out there. They offer paid versions too. If I was going to go paid, I would probably go with Zoom or maybe something else. But StreamYard, I think, is excellent. It's easy to use. It has a nice user interface. I like StreamYard a lot. If I was going to stream off a Chromebook, yeah, I think StreamYard would probably be my first choice. I just like the way it looks. It's easy to use. You don't have to install or download anything. Yeah, I would try StreamYard first, Steve, and go from there. But I really enjoy it. And free version, I believe it's up to 20 hours a month. Up to 5 guests plus yourself, 6 participants. You can even record audio as you're streaming, I believe, and download it to edit later as a podcast. There's probably other features that top of my head that I'm missing. Oh, you can let strolling graphics, banners. I like StreamYard. So yeah. Hi, Mark. How are you? Mark says, sounds like a Franken distro. What, the Blend OS? Yeah. The weather here, Steve, is 40s, cloudy all day. It was yucky. Leviticus, hello, are you? Great. Nice to work only 5 days a week. Oh, you've been working more than 5 days a week? That's a lot. Steve, you have not had a Saturday off since the first week of December. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. It's hard to get a good and stable workforce in the retail industry, especially after COVID, Leviticus. That is probably true for what I've seen. There is a shortage of workers in general. Retail is one of them, but yes, I'm not sure why it is still unstable of workforce. I mean, the COVID shots are out there. The vaccines are out there if you choose to get it. You can, or you may or may not wear a mask to work if you want to. But yeah, I don't know why that would still be your problem, but it is. Okay. Martin uses that is supposed to be better than StreamYard. There's one. Which one is that, Steve? Yeah, I haven't. I think the main thing with StreamYard, Steve, that it's never crashed. I think it's stable. It's just one of those things that it still works. I mean, like it just works. So yeah, it's just I don't know. As we become more experienced with Linux, like you and I, at least I tend to gravitate to anything that gives me less of a headache, or less of a thing to fix, less of a thing to figure out, less of a puzzle to solve, because I want more time for myself. StreamYard is great, so yeah. Once again, to all of the PayPal supporters of the channel, cheers. Part of your donations goes to wine. I am fully transparent here. Some of it goes to help pay the Comcast bill. It went up again, $10. I was miffed because I signed a 2-year contract with Comcast last spring at a specific rate, and when it went up $10. So I called. They said, "Oh no, that part of the contract we honor. It's the rental fees that are not covered under the contract agreement." Then what's the point of signing a contract? And I'm not just picking on Comcast, but like really, what's the point of signing a 2-year contract at a special rate, but they still can raise your rates? Is it just me, or is it? Of course, here I'm stuck because we don't have high-speed DSL. It would be a better deal, but if it isn't high-speed DSL, I wouldn't be able to do live streaming. It's the slower speed, and it would be about $80 a month cheaper. What are you going to do? They got you by the cojones, right? Anyway. It's going to be 0 tomorrow, Steve? Really? Wow. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be 0 here tomorrow. You're in Minnesota. No, you're in Chicago, right? Mark likes Debian distros. Debian stable is good. Ron, how are you, sir? Hope you are feeling better. Waterloo is going to be minus 13. That is freaking overnight. Well, look, you're in Canada, so it's still winter. Still winter. When I lived in Florida, people would say, "Well, don't you miss," people from Ohio would say, "Don't you miss the changing seasons?" No. Do you miss the changing potholes? Yeah. So I did not miss the changing seasons when I lived in Florida. And no potholes to boot. Ah, heaven. All right, I just refreshed the chat here. Those of you who came in late, you can replay this later. So, talking about general tech talk for this evening. Total OS Tech Talk, or a Toasty show. Get it? Total OS TT Tech Talk Toasty. Anyway. Really, Mark, a gigabyte fiber, $80 a month. That's not bad. Now here I have the Comcast, what's it called? The double, no, what's it called? Comcast Triple Play? TVs, boxes, phone, and internet. That's what I have, and it works. I mean, it's, as you can see, the stream has been reading excellent, at least here on the split screen for the last, how long have I been on here? 34 minutes. So I mean, it works. It's just they have no competition. So they got you by the, yeah. Anyway, but that's not bad, Mark. 80 a month for gigabyte fiber. That's I believe fiber's it's fast. So yeah. Any of you guys using Paramount Plus? The reason why I got it, well, for two reasons. That the Halo TV series is being produced strictly for Paramount Plus, and then the new Star Trek TV shows such as Strange New Worlds, and the other one, Star Trek Picard. I believe this is the last season for Picard. Looking forward to that. Should be coming out here in about a month or so. That, you know, the exclusive TV shows. I've been enjoying Tulsa King, Sylvester Stallone. I kind of wish they had like a half-hour tech show. You know, kind of like what I do here, or actually maybe I could even host it if they asked me to. Cut a deal. The Paramount Plus Total OS Daily Tech Talk. Sounds kind of catchy, if I may say so myself. But that's about the only thing missing with these streamings. There's no like tech podcast, or I don't listen to a lot of Linux or tech podcasts because I find them, if I had to be honest, kind of boring. They're too long in some cases. They just don't catch my attention. About the only tech thing that I listen to that's related is the Neil deGrasse Tyson Star Talk. I listen to that. Bill Maher commentary and podcasts like that, but almost no Linux. Ever since Ubuntu Podcast went off the air, that was it for me. Anyway, I'm mixing 7-Up and red sweet wine. It's good. You guys should try it. Yeah, it's the infrastructure is subsidized by the government there, Mark. Yeah, here it's at least not here, at least not yet. So I've had DSL before. It works, but to do what I do live, it just, I mean, I know it ain't gonna work. So I didn't want to give up doing the live shows to switch to a better deal. So I figure I'll just keep the higher priced Comcast and pay the bill and just not upgrade the office, So, yeah, don't have much of a choice here, at least not yet. Yeah, there are still tech shows, podcasts, and stuff you can watch and listen to on YouTube. I'm not saying that they're not there. They just aren't. I used to listen to the Linux Mintcast years ago, not anymore. It just got kind of, I don't know what's the word, stale, dry. I'm into more technology entertainment, if that makes sense. A little bit of the geeky stuff, a little bit of the fun stuff like personal stories, you know what I mean, news nonsense, jokes. Life can be so stressful and serious sometimes, Steve, as you know, that yeah, we all need technology, I get it, but let's have some fun with it, So for me, it's when I schedule a news and hour or something, I try to, in my mind, how can I do it with the mentality of entertainment, entertainment and technology, knowledge and entertainment, if that makes sense, because that's my style. So, but the tech shows are out there. There's that This Week in Tech, Twit, which isn't bad. If I could get sponsors to do the live tech shows, I would. I haven't had good luck with sponsors. I constantly get emails. Lately, the emails have ramped up from corporations who want to insert a sponsor's video and stuff. I'll reply to them, great, but then I reply for some clarification, and then they don't reply anymore. So it's like, well, why send me the email? That's why I would prefer the people who watch. I would prefer them to sponsor the shows and support the shows. Anyway, all right, Steve, I'll take a look at that. That's the one Martin uses. I'll take a look at that later. EVMux? Oh, electricvehiclemux.com. Got it. EVMux. Okay, well, that's easy to remember. Yeah, StreamYard is good because it's easy to learn. It's simple. It seems like it's lightweight. Doesn't take a lot of resources. I think the only drawback, I believe, well, if you want to call it, I believe the freebie version streams in 720p, which it's good enough, really. Unless you're doing something live and outside in nature or something. I think 720p is fine. Less chance of buffering too or crashes, I suppose. Oh, that one has, free version has 12 participants. Okay, that's not bad. Ron says, glad to catch a few minutes of the stream. Your corned beef hash beckons. What, and you didn't freaking invite me? I thought we were friends. No, I'm just kidding. Enjoy it. I already had my dinner. And I'm just drinking my wine and 7-Up. See, I mentioned these names. I'm trying to give corporations hint for sponsored live shows like 7 Up, if anybody from 7 Up watches this, you know. I don't mind taking corporate smart as long as it's stuff that I use. I don't consider that a conflict of interest. If I use it, yeah, I'll do a sponsored video. Enjoy the corned beef. Steve, how's your new big screen TV? I think you got a new TV, right? You mentioned in one of your live shows. It's great. Good. Good. Yeah. Nothing beats a 50-inch TV or large. I got a 50-inch here to my left. That's perfectly fine for me. For my uses, hooking up my PCs to a 50-inch, it's nice. You watch shows on Freevee? Yeah, I think I've heard of that. Yeah. I use what's on Comcast? Tuber? No, Tubi. Tubi or not Tubi? Tubi, right? TUBI, Crackle, Zumo. Basically, I just scan free movies, search, and it comes up. But that's where I've seen it. I've seen Freevee on my Amazon tablet. That's right, it is an Amazon service. Yeah, I don't use my tablets that much. Yeah, I have an iPad mini, seldom use it. Amazon, I just don't use it that much. It's either my Chromebook, which folds into a tablet, or my Motorola phone, which I'm due. This one's over 2 years old now, and it stopped getting updated from Motorola. Thanks, Motorola. But anyway, yeah, I don't use my Amazon tablet that much. Yeah, I use that mainly in the summer when I take it to the pool to stream music to my Bluetooth. Because I figure if I get it wet, I don't care. I only paid $50 for it with the trade-in, or even less than that. So, but yeah, I don't use Amazon stuff. This TV I have now, that's a 39-inch Amazon TV, Fire TV, has the apps built in smart. I don't use that. I use it for streaming. You know, I think we have enough smart TV, enough smart products in our homes, if you know what I mean. So yeah. But I'll stick around a little bit long. Let me refresh the chat here. I think I got everyone. Very good. All right. If anybody else new that's watching wants to say hello, please do. Yeah, I don't know. I was looking at Steve, I don't know if you ever look at the YouTube analytics, but the last time I looked, which I guess would have been last year, we're into almost February now. Man, time flies. It seems like a lot of the people who watch me are on between, I think it's 11 a.m. I'd have to look. 11 a.m. and 6 p.m., 7 days a week. Don't know if that means anything, if it's how accurate that is, but that seems like that's when my viewers are usually on, which would not be now. Now, if I scheduled something, I don't know if that would change. But that's according to the YouTube analytics. I don't know how accurate that is. Again, I haven't looked at it in, I don't know, 6 months probably. But yeah, I don't know what to do. These are schedule these anymore. You know, it seems like people are catching up with their lives, so which is understandable, you know. Steve, you still use Pop OS, I'm assuming, for your live streams? Okay. Yeah, they should be coming out, I think this year. Aren't they coming out with their own desktop environment or something? Wasn't it announced last summer, fall? They were unhappy with the way GNOME Desktop was going or something like that. It's been a while, but I think they're coming out with their own exclusive OS, right? I think so. It should be interesting. Leviticus says Steve is using Gentoo with the tiling with. Yes, I'm sure Steve is. Yeah. The only thing close Steve would use to Gentoo might be a Chromebook. Yeah. All right, so it's Rust based for what they are doing. Unfortunate name, Rust based for Linux. And anyway, Steve says, "Do I look like Ben?" A bit. That's one for Steve. By the way, when I started this live stream, I had a joke. One of my friend's kids, her 6-year-old, tells me a joke. He says, "What do you call a rabbit with fleas?" Bugs Bunny. Duh. It was cute for a joke. Anyway. Yeah, I will never use Gentoo. Chromebooks, yes, based on Gentoo, sure, not a problem, because I don't have to fix anything. I had coffee this morning with a friend of mine, someone I haven't seen since last year. And we went to the local shop and had some coffee to catch up this morning, crack a few jokes. It was nice to get out, especially after being locked down and careful of being afraid. It was nice to get out with someone that I trust and have coffee with. By the way, speaking of coffee, one of my friends wants me to try coffee and Coke in a can. That's what it's called. Probably super caffeinated. My first thought was, excuse me, that I'm Italian. That's against my religion. I can't find it at the Speedway gas station. I'll have to try Kroger's or Walmart. It's called Coffee and Coke, and it's in a can. I think it's 12 ounces. So if you guys try it, let me know. I'm intrigued. I'm not sure if it'll be part of my regular drinking habits as an Italian. It sounds weird. But why not? Sure. Steve's heard of it, yeah. I'll try anything new once. Well, almost anything new. So Leviticus says that Gentoo, it takes longer to install packages. That is true. It's been a while since I've seen someone mess with that, but yeah, I'm just not gonna mess with Gentoo or Arch. Yeah, I just have no desire. Ubuntu based, Debian based, sure. Debian stable, because that's what I've been used to over the years, many years now. So yeah, not into that kind of stuff. Pro Asian is in the house. Says hi. Well, hi, welcome, sir. I think it's a sir. I'm not sure if it's a miss. Hi, miss. But everybody say hello to Pro Asian. I'm assuming you're from Asia? I don't know. Sir, Pro Asian. Hello, sir. How are you? Welcome to the live chat. Okay. Are you new here? I don't recall your name. Anyway, welcome. It's great to see somebody new, on these chats, It's like meeting new friends, How are you? Kinda new? Okay. Yeah, I don't do a lot of lately, not a lot of live. I do these live shows at random. I don't know when is a, a good time to do these. You're doing great. Well then, cheers to you, my friend. This is red wine and 7-Up. So cheers. Well, thank you. Pro Agent says would love to donate, but you got none. Well, there are links below in the show notes. You can spread the word. For those of you who donate, thank you. If you can't, you can always help out by spreading the word, liking the video, all the usual stuff you've heard before. But anyway, welcome to the show. Are you a Linux user? Chromebook user? Just a general tech talk for this evening, nothing specific. Air. You wrote Air as in MacBook Air? Those are good. My friends have them. They are nice machines. I don't have a MacBook. The closest thing I have is an iPad mini. But if you have a MacBook Air, those are excellent machines. The PC, you have a PC, okay. Yeah, I generally use I'm streaming in Windows tonight because I wanted to make sure I had all the updates installed in Windows, but normally stream in Linux, either Ubuntu or Linux Mint. I don't have a MacBook. Got it, Pro Asian. Okay. Yeah, Walmart here had a while back. They had I look in their technology section in the back, and they had 2 Chromebooks for sale. I was stunned. I was surprised to see 1 Chromebook. This is not a tech town. This is D Martin country. Steel mill, trucks. To see 2 Chromebooks at a Walmart here, I don't know if they still have the Chromebooks. I'm sure if I mentioned to the worker how to use a Chromebook, I probably would have got one of those, but that's okay. But it was nice to see a choice at least. Now, if I go to Pittsburgh, 30 miles from here to Best Buy, or whatever computer stores are there, I'm sure the Chromebooks are there. But here in the steel mill town, it was surprising to see a Chromebook. And some people do know about Chromebooks, but don't talk about it a lot or mention Linux because it's over their heads. I do have another friend who's in college here who's actually asked me about which Ubuntu to download for class. I said, go with the LTS. There you go. Presenting the future of Ubuntu with the younger crowd. I'm listening to my dad's music. Yeah, I like this song. This is the Oh Hey I'm Screwed song. It always gets to me. And anyway. You can get people to moderate by asking them, Pro Asian, if you trust them, and just adding them as a moderator, if that is your question. What version of OBS do I have here? Oh, 29. Is that the latest version? 29? OBS 29? I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. Okay. Steve says, oh my God, I just saw a movie trailer for Cocaine Bear. Does it start Tony Montana, man? Do you know, Tony, these freaking bears, they're taking over, man. You pop a few loads, you give them cocaine with these bears, they think they're boss, okay? That is an actual movie, yeah, Cocaine Bear. Because why not? What's next? The sequel, Cocaine Chipmunk. Cocaine Cheetah. Wow. Hollywood is running out of ideas, I guess. OBS 29, yes. Yeah. It's about a killer bear who is hyped on cocaine. I guess that would be a problem if that was real. I could see that. It would have been nice if they had a CGI cocaine bear who deals cocaine. The Bear Montana. Say hello to my little friends, my cubs. Oh, my Lord. That is a movie I probably will not be watching even. Well, maybe if it's free, I might watch it for laughs. Maybe. Yeah, I've been watching Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Check that one out, Tulsa King. Anyway. Cocaine Bear. They should start selling bears in stores now. You know, cuddly bears with white powder hanging out of their mouths. Never mind. Wow. Well, guys, is there anything else? Looks like it's just us for tonight, which is fine. I can barely take it. Haha. I will leave you with one last joke from one of my friends. He said, in California, a truck carrying Vicks Vapor Rub overturned on the highway. Surprisingly, there was 8 hours of congestion. I thought it was clever. Testing streaming platforms on your Android tablet. Yeah, I thought I saw something last week, didn't I? Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. I should try streaming on my phone as I'm driving. Although that might be unsafe, come to think of it. If I did, I couldn't read the comments, right, Steve? Yeah, probably not. Yeah. Just a thought. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever streamed from a tablet, have I? Or from my phone. It's fairly easy with YouTube. I think there's a shortcut for that. Just that never really had a desire to live stream that way, you know. If the pandemic had not hit us, I would have had invited Stephanie back. And back for a concert downtown at the amphitheater. I would have live streamed that. That would have been cool, but obviously it never happened, so very disappointing, but yeah. Your son has night class Wednesday nights, so you'll have it on hand at school to stream. Ah, okay. So you got some free time, basically? Got it. Yeah, that's something. I don't have any current interest in that, but if you have the time, why not? Yeah, something to do, right? Yeah. I'm checking my notifications on Windows 10. Windows Defender did not find any threats today. Well, thank you, Windows Defender. Anything else, Steve, before we wrap this up? Pro Asian, anything else? I think we'll wrap it up in about an hour or so. So I think we'll wrap it up for this evening. I'm going to chill the rest of the evening. So maybe watch some more Expedition Bigfoot. That's actually a cool show. Yeah, one of the people on the show, she's a professor of anthropology from Florida or something. I don't know. Check it out. Expedition Bigfoot. It's on Travel Channel. Something different. They're out in the woods trying to, I guess, catch a Bigfoot. Steve said, thanks for making Sunday night. Well, thank you, sir, for joining. Yeah, well, we'll have to do something live together one of these nights, you know. It's been a while since I've had a co-host on, you know. But thanks for stopping by. Yeah, like I said, I just happen to have time this evening and just a random stream. So anyway. All right, I think I am all caught up. Let me refresh the chat. I think we're all caught up here. Refresh it. Yeah, I think we're all good. Sounds like a plan. Yeah, why not? One of these nights at your home, we'll do a show. We'll do our own little podcast. How does that sound? You can tell your jokes from Chicago. I'll tell them from Ohio. Okay, that's all I have for this evening. Again, missed any of this, just replay it. If you're on my Patreon, those of you, thank you. Whoever's left, I will transcode this into a podcast format, shorten it, put it on the Patreon as a thank you for sticking around. The least I could do. All right, have a good week, Steve. Everybody else, Pro Asian, thank you for stopping by. Mark, Leviticus, I think I got everybody. If not, sorry about that. I think I got everybody. So, yeah, have a good week. Be safe out there. Stay warm. It's still winter. Just warm up to a nice cup of Linux Mint. Arrivederci, my friends. Be safe.